You know, oftentimes misfortunes, staleness, and unfavorable luck could seemingly become tremendously insufferable for us all. When we've apparently reached our limits of tolerance and undertaking towards suffering, every action that we do will feel just like an absolute wasted effort. That nothing we've ever done or could do will be enough to make everything around us better or make circumstances go in our favor. It's just one of those phenomena in life that made most men lose those last ounces of hope that they had, despite their initial wave of determination to push through adversities. Time and fortune just never been on our side for the most part, and makes us wonder again, what's the point of continuing when fortune never favors the bold? What's the point in pushing ourselves to the limit if there is only more and more suffering ahead? These questions are pretty much the deciding factor for most men before turning their back completely on their journeys and return to let fate entirely determine the course of their lives, instead of them trying their very best to write or forge their own destiny. Pathetic is what they are. Instill this in your mind, that life is extremely unpredictable. It's never intended to be a glamorized narrative of rags to riches, because only we glamorized it and turned it into a system of make-believes. Never let your expectations purely become a linear collection of idealistic or romantic projections. Shit happens in life and shit will happen to us. A lot of people are much less fortunate than others, presented with worse circumstances and left with very little to care for even after putting more heart and soul into their work. Why bother continuing when there is nothing else that I could do, you say? Well, I'll tell you why. Because continuing is the only thing left that you can do, unless you have another better option. It's the only chance you can take and bet on for circumstances to eventually crack and turn into your favor. Remember, an effort is only wasted when its purpose is to cease its own attempt to evolve or progress. Don't entirely discredit your own body of work. Don't entirely deprecate your initial resolution in wanting to prosper, because most people are struggling to even develop and possess that quality. They only wish they could have your level of resolution to even start. If you ask successful people what is it that they are most proud of themselves, the answer is almost always their unprecedented persistence. Their stubbornness to refuse to let fate completely dictate their destiny. Stubborn people live far and die hard. As madly irritated and frustrated you are when you are faced with continuous misfortunes and bad luck, it is actually a good sign of your level of persistence. Because it shows that you are willing to resist the pressure, dig deep, and keep maneuvering yourselves in finding ways to push through the limits you are facing right now. Only the irresolute would effortlessly and despairingly concede to these uneasy and stressful feelings because they are just quote-unquote too much to handle. You're never done until you say you're done, remember? You are in control of the narrative that you instill in your mind towards your circumstances. Disassociate that narrative from any emotional lamentation. Never let that narrative obstruct your momentum. Never let that narrative dishonor your attempts. Use them to incentivize your commitment further and allow them to become an indicator that you are about to push past your current limitations, which you are.